The year is 1947, and the vessel Ourang Medan is found floating around the Indian Sea, with all her crew on board. However, very spookily, they were all discovered dead. The ship was in flawless condition, and the crew's bodies gave no indication of any injuries, so how did they all kick the bucket? That's what we'll be looking at today in this video. Please kindly subscribe, and let's get into it. The SS Ourang Medan is referred to as a ghost ship, and according to multiple sources, became a shipwreck in the Dutch East Indies, now modern Indonesia in the Straits of Malacca waters, one of the busiest and most prominent transportation paths on Earth that connects major world economies, when her entire crew died under suspicious circumstances in either 1940, 1947 or 1948, depending on the outlet source. So what happened? The story advises that ships exploring the waterway of Malacca received an unusual distress SOS message in Morse code from an unknown source. The coded message was received in two parts. Both will send shivers down your spine. The first creepy message wrote, quote, SOS. From Ourang Medan we float. All officers including the captain, dead in chart room and on the bridge. Probably whole of crew dead. There was no reference to the condition of the ship or where she was situated. Within minutes, a second transmission was made that read, I die. Local ships tried to communicate with the SS Ourang Medan, but all attempts were unsuccessful. Authorities began to locate the signal and raced to find the vessel as quickly as possible. British and Dutch ships searched for the Ourang Medan, which would have been a tall feat given the scale of the Indian Ocean. Hot on the tail of finding her was the Silver Star. Once the Silver Star crew had the SS Ourang Medan in their sights, they rushed towards her, whilst still attempting to establish radio contact, but again to no avail. The SS Ourang Medan appeared to be aimlessly sailing at no speed at all, allowing the Silver Star to reach her. Once the crew of the Silver Star boarded the undamaged Ourang Medan to rescue her crew, they were in for one hell of a shock. The ship was found with dead bodies scattered on the decks and floors, including the carcass of a dog. If this wasn't weird enough, the bodies, including the dog, appeared to have been frozen, and already decomposing, with horrendously frightened faces on the deceased, like they had all died from the shock of their lives. The commander's body was located on the scaffold, officials in the wheelhouse and chart room were found at their stations, and the individual responsible for sending the creepy distress calls was found slumped over the radio equipment at his post. The scene was like something from a zombie movie and with a distinct chill in the air. All bodies were discovered with their mouths wide open, and with eyes staring forward. No survivors were found on board, and there were no physical signs of visible injuries. It was like everyone on board had aged 100 years in the space of a few minutes, before meeting their unnatural demise. If this was not all too strange enough, the SS Ourang Medan still had one last dark trick up her sleeve, that would further baffle people to this day. The Star Line prepared to tow the SS Ourang Medan to land to obtain salvage. Not one member of the Star Line's crew was prepared to stay on board the SS Ourang Medan whilst she was being towed, fearful of what they had already witnessed. Shortly into their journey back to shore, a fire suddenly broke out in the doomed Dutch freighter's No. 4 cargo hold, preventing further investigations into the ship's mystery due to be carried out. Towing equipment was disassembled by the crew, and within moments, the Ourang Medan exploded. The vessel was launched out of the water, and shattered to pieces, before it began sinking. Fortunately, nobody on board the Silver Star was injured, and nor was the vessel given the distance they has already made subsequent to decoupling from the SS Ourang Medan. So what caused everyone on board the SS Ourang Medan to pass away so quickly? Official theories suggest that unsecured hazardous materials cargo had reacted on board, or that nerve gas was being transported to the military. Another theory attributes carbon monoxide poisoning to the root cause. But skeptics have other opinions. Some believe that a government was performing some sort of test that had gone tragically wrong, leading to all trails of the disaster needing to be destroyed. Others suggest that supernatural forces were at work, or that a mixture of time travel and a parallel universe crossed into a vortex, as the name Ourang Medan was not found on sea records as a registered vessel. Due to the suspected dangerous cargo on board, could this vessel intentionally have been left unregistered? And if the hazardous materials or poisonous gases were yet unknown to the average civilian, could this potentially go some way to explaining what happened to the crew on board? Or did crew on the Silver Star collude to hatch an elaborate hoax, despite the distress signal being heard by multiple ships? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, please subscribe for more content, and have a great day.